Welcome to the Peyman and Davide Adventure Show, episode 3. We are already at the third episode. We are still finding our footing, but welcome everybody. The last time we spoke was a while ago. Peyman, how are you? What's your hot take of the day?
Everyone. Hello, everyone. Nice to see you all, and nice to see you also. Been a while. I haven't seen you. You know, I miss you a lot when I don't see you.
Yeah.
Anyway, today, so one day we need to actually release some of our conversation behind the scene. That would be very fun, I think.
You'll get arrested. What's your hot take of the day?
The hot takes of the day is hot takes or steaks? Hot take. Okay,
hot
good.
Take.
I'm learning new things. I'm very bad with this kind of expression. You know, every day I learn language one time, but every day the new words they come up, and I need to keep it up. And I usually live in a forest, so I'm like, anyway. So the hottest take of the day is my main plan for this year is to go and cycle, start the big adventure from Alaska to Patagonia.
Patagonia to Alaska.
Yeah, sorry. But because now, like in a month or 2 months, winter is coming to Patagonia, so I decided to postpone that.
Change of plans.
Yeah, a little bit change my plan. Basically, I will start the journey in autumn, and now in actually we booked the ticket for Philippines. So I'm going to start cycling and climbing in Philippines with a very, very good friend of mine. And we're gonna to go together there, and 2 bicycles, take some climbing equipment and climb. And
how long will you be in the Philippines for?
Sorry,
how long will you be in the Philippines for?
A month.
A month. Okay. Yeah, that's it.
But that would be very nice. So I have a chance to test a new bike, the Velotron Finder. That would be really, really nice. And I will try to take a different kind of setup. If I can fit everything in a bike packing setup, I will take a new setup. So it will be very good test also for a
bit lighter
bike packing setup. Yeah, let's see. Yeah, you know, everything we're gonna to hang from my bicycle like a Christmas
come on,
tree.
For a month, you don't need much.
But I have a editing, and I will still take editing, and I need to edit 1 video on the road. I will take editing and recording equipment and climbing equipment. So
okay,
that's also a bit. But the thing is, like, one thing I always struggle is to book my bicycle on a flight with me. Now, when we were booking the bicycles, 2 bicycles, so the flight is operated with the 2 airline. Especially this problem stands out when the flights are operated with 2 airline. So you call to this airline tells you need to contact to that airline, you contact that airline says, no, we cannot book it if other airline doesn't confirm first. And you call to the other airline says, well, no, I cannot do it till that airline doesn't do it. So they just shoot it back and forward, and it's just really, really annoying. And I don't know why there is no rule which airline is responsible of luggage rule.
As far as I know, I never booked it. You just go to the airport and you just pay the fee to the first airline, and they are the only airline that you pay, and then the other ones just fell into place.
Yeah, but it is like they're always airlines, and I always needed to book it in advance because they tell we have a limited amount of limited space for a bicycle on the flight. You need to book it in advance, and it's been
it's a pain in the ass.
It's been really, really annoying, and that is one of the things I really don't like.
My pain in the arse, it's Helvetia Seguros, the Helvetia insurance, because I had an accident in Seville in August, And one woman opened the door of the car, but not just normally open. She slammed it open because she was a bit heavy. And
When you had this accident?
in
When was it?
August. In August.
Oh, I didn't
And
know.
I slammed into the car. She opened the door all of a sudden, and I slammed into it. I didn't even have time to touch my brakes. And obviously,
Wait. You have a lot of stuff on your handlebar, you know, so that's why maybe it's difficult to grab the brakes. You need to. If you have a 4 panniers, maybe it's easier.
No. And the problem is that I cannot stay in Sevilla to wait for the insurance. I have to get going, and back and forward, the Helvetia Seguro doesn't want to pay because they say they cannot put a value on the damage of what they cannot find a way to quantify the damage, but they have to pay. It's very convenient to say we cannot quantify the damage. And they asked me I send them the invoices of everything that I had to replace. And so, yeah, it's a pain in the arse. And this is my hot take of the day. And the insurance is always a problem. Do you use, and obviously this was the insurance of the lady that she caused the accident, and we called the police. So I have a police report that say it's her fault. But talking about insurance, do you use travel insurance when you go out?
No, I don't have any kind of insurance when I travel at the moment, and because
you never had.
No, I never had, because once I had a long time ago, but like in the last 5 years, I haven't had any insurance. I haven't had any insurance, but
I had the insurance at the beginning of my trip when I got to Alaska, and mostly because of if you have a problem in US, it's really expensive. So I had insurance also through the Americas, always through Africa also. It expired when I was in Sudan. So I was getting to Egypt. I was like, okay, I'm not gonna renew it, and then I was going to get to Europe. And in Europe, I haven't used it. To be honest, to everybody that watches, it's not my advice. If you can afford it, just buy travel insurance.
That's true.
We travel for many years, and the travel insurance can be quite expensive, the good ones. And so sometimes you need to cut some costs here and there, but I would not advise to travel without insurance to everybody. It's something that I take full responsibility, and if something happens. But also, like in Europe, I have the card from the Italian government, and if something happens, they cover, emergencies are covered.
I also in Europe have the EU insurance, basically.
The EU card.
EU card, so that covers everything. But for my travels, I didn't have it, and as you mentioned, it was really good point. Thank you for saying that. I also do not recommend anyone for traveling with without insurance. You make your own choice, and I would recommend to have insurance, but I personally cannot afford, so that's why I don't have it, because it's really expensive. And also other issue is, often when you buy the insurance from the insurance company, they say, we covered this, and then when really something happens, they always try to find some excuse. This is not covered because of this, this is not covered because of that. So it is really, if any insurance company hears it, you guys make a tons of money. Come on, if the problem happens to us, you really need to damn cover it. That's why we get it. Or at the beginning, make it when you tell to your salesman, before telling what we cover, very strictly tell what you really don't cover.
And one of the things that if anyone that listen or watch this podcast is going to buy a travel insurance, you need to check that bike traveling is covered, because many travel insurance, they consider bike traveling an extreme sport. And and so they don't cover it because most of travel insurance they don't cover extreme sports, and for some reason bike traveling is considered an extreme sport, like I don't know, bungee jumping and base jumping and all these things. So that's very important. What are you eating, man?
Man, smoothie, it's amazing. I'm hungry. I was training now, I was climbing and training, so
Yeah.
I'm damn hungry, I tell you that. I haven't ate like from 12. No, from something, I think from 12 o'clock.
From 10 minutes ago, man. Also, I had a little change of plans since we spoke. So tomorrow from Almeria, I'm taking the ferry to Africa. I'm going to stay in Morocco for a while. I'm not sure how long I will be.
Awesome.
I need to check if it's possible, but I don't think it's possible to cross from Morocco to Algeria. No,
it's not possible. Morocco, only a country from Morocco you can cross is Mauritania.
Yeah.
It's unfortunately these North African countries like Tunisia, Algeria,
it's impossible
Morocco,
to cross North Africa.
You cannot cross. They just close the land border. It's such a shame. It would be so
it's
nice.
A pity. And from Almeria, there is a ferry from
to Melilla.
And to another city in Morocco that is next to it. Nadar, I think, or something like that. But also they have a ferry to Tunisia. I can't remember the city. So maybe I could come back and then go to Tunisia if I want to, or maybe from France. We'll see. But I look forward to Morocco. I've been in Morocco once. I was in Marrakesh and a little bit in the desert, but I was backpacking. That was years ago. But you've been in Morocco for a while, no?
Yeah, I think 3 months.
Where did you sail off? From Almeria?
Exactly, from Almeria to Melilla. From Melilla went to we crossed to Morocco because Melilla is a small place which belongs to Spain.
It's a Spanish enclave in Morocco.
And then from there you cycled almost inland towards Merzouga, and we crossed if I remember a town called Grousset. And they have a best olive oil ever in Morocco. You're gonna love it. It's 1,000 times better than Italian olive oil. I promise.
There's nothing better than Italian food. Nothing better than Italian food.
Come on,
shut up.
You go there. It's amazing. That olive oil is so good. It has so much flavor. It's amazing.
What do you know about olive oil? You're from Finland.
I have a friend in Tuscany. They have an organic farm, and I've been in Tuscany in the villages. I've been cycling. I've been eating olive oil, and all the food. Tuscany is a nice place for those sort of things in Italy. So I have a little bit of taste of that. But I tell you, olive oil in Morocco is absolutely unbeatable.
My family, in the garden, we have a few olive trees, and there is a co-op very close to our house, so you can bring your own olives, and they make you book the slot, you bring your olives, and they make the oil. You just need to pay a fee every year, and you're part of the co-op. It's really good. So they don't make a lot, I think, because we don't have many trees, but we make in a good year, they make maybe 100 liters of oil, but it's enough for our family.
Okay, nice. Yeah,
that's good.
Yeah, but anyway.
So tell me more about Morocco.
Morocco is a fantastic place.
How was the wild camping?
Yeah, I tell you, first of all, Morocco is really a nice country to cycle. I really enjoyed it. The most important
people are nice,
thing about that, people are very friendly, and the most important thing is, as I mentioned before, it has a much more better olive oil.
Fuck you.
So that's very important. You need to remember that. So everyone. But yeah, super friendly people, and lots of off-road possibilities to cycle.
Yeah, I wanna do a lot of off-road.
Yeah, really nice foods and fruits. Desert is just Sahara is so beautiful. Yeah.
So it's gonna be maybe a little cold in the mountains now because it's It's January.
Yeah,
So
for
it
you
could be
it's
cold,
February.
yeah. Yeah. But
Yeah.
what
If
can
you
you
would
do?
cycle in Finland in winter, then you would understand what cold means.
Well, I was there in October. It's almost winter.
October is nothing to do with winter, bro. October is nothing to do. What the heck are you talking about?
It was snowing, for fuck's sake.
Yeah. So anyway, yeah, I really liked it. But from Merzouga, when we start to go towards the coast, and then we cross all the way to towards Mauritania, across the Sahara. That it was like till the coast, it was headwind. Like I think I cycled like I don't remember 1 month or 3 weeks, something like this, in a headwind, and it was like really
But
mental.
what month was it?
Sorry,
What
it
month
was, if I remember right, it was around. It was around. No. Oh yeah, it was. When was it? Let me see. That was I was there. I was there. Yeah, it was around springish time, if I remember.
Spring, yeah.
Yeah.
Because when I crossed the desert in Sudan and Egypt, it was headwind,
Yeah.
and I think it was May, something like that.
Yeah.
So maybe at some point the wind switches.
I think over there it doesn't really switch so often in that area. But I'm not sure, but I think so. It doesn't switch. So it was like, it's very nice. I avoided the coastline, touristic places, and I would really recommend not to go to the touristic places.
Yeah.
It's like so much hassle. But yeah, I went inland, and it was very, very nice. And I didn't really wild camp because people were always
never
offering
wild camp? Never?
And the police really didn't let, in a way, if one time I put the tent, twice I tried to put the tent, and the police came and said, no, don't put the tent, it's not safe. So in a way, in a very nice way, police tries to find you place to stay, place to put your tent.
Yeah.
So it really, they don't, if you want to wild camp, you need to a little bit hide from the police. So
No,
and
but
in
I
a
will
way,
try to hide. Yeah, for sure.
yeah, in a way, sometimes police they do basically escort you as an unseen police with the normal clothes, with the normal sometimes normal car. They try to escort you but they don't want to bother you. They don't really say. So sometimes it can look a little bit sketchy, but
yeah. I heard about it. Yeah.
Yeah, so it
But
is in a way.
it's cheaper than Spain, the food and everything. Yeah.
Everything is much cheaper than Spain. Much cheaper.
Yeah, that's
So
great.
it is really, really nice. Yeah.
And
No,
the
it
food
is
is good.
amazing.
Yeah. I had
Food is
tagine
good.
and
Yeah,
I remember
tagine,
the food
everything.
is good.
Yeah. And one thing important about the food, actually, you really need to remember, and everyone who you're watching, you really need to remember, it's much more better than Italian food.
Yeah. Yeah, of course it is.
So if you guys, you didn't know, if you cannot hear from David's accent, he's from Italy. So that's why I let me joke. No disrespect towards Italian food.
I'm not a big fan of talking too much about gear. I like to talk more about traveling, but a lot of people like to talk about gear. And today we are going to talk about the cooking system. You use I know that you use different type of cooking system. You use a stove, like a multi-fuel stove, but you use also wood. I tried different systems, and then at the end I'll tell you what I use. But you start about this.
Cool. Yeah, I have. You know what? I haven't owned the kitchen now for the last 10 years, I think. I've been cooking on a stove, on camping stove, for 10 years. Even when I was working in Helsinki, I was living in my van and I was cooking on a camping stove. So yeah, I use different ones. I
You're
really
homeless,
love cooking.
Man.
Yeah, I love cooking outdoor. It's just cooking outdoor is so much fun, believe me.
Yeah, not in Helsinki in January, man.
That's also fun. I have been doing that, because you don't need to clean, a little bit rice drops down or whatever, the ants, they eat it, birds, they eat it. So it's just so much less hassle, and it is amazing. And sometimes people, they make it such a big deal of cooking outside. Basically, whatever you cook inside, more or less, you can cook it outside. It just doesn't need any special outdoor cooking recipe, you know? No.
You know
Use-
what? This is a side note. Sorry,
Yeah.
everybody. But
Yeah.
I was contacted by MasterChef Spain, and they
Master
wanted me
chef. Yeah.
to be part of the new program, the new season. But
Oh,
at the end, I had to take too much time off, and I
okay.
had to prepare, go to a
Yeah.
kitchen, a really nice kitchen to
Mm.
practice for a month or two all the techniques,
Ah.
and then all the. I think I don't know if they film it for 2-3 months. I mean, it's I think 90 days. So it was too much. It was too much of a commitment. But
Yeah.
they contact me. And yeah, I don't
That
know.
would
In
be fun
Spain,
to see you there.
they wanted to have a bike traveler. But
Ah.
so let's go back and tell me about this.
But wait a second. Did you tell them you cannot cook pizza, especially while you're on a bicycle?
You know, one of my most viewed videos, it's the recipe of the one pot pasta, to cook the pasta and the sauce all together in one go.
It's an easy job, isn't it?
No, you need
I don't need a recipe for that.
yeah.
Yeah. I don't need even a recipe for that. Anyway, pasta is like you put it there in the water. It's not. Anyway,
No, it's without water. That's the
yeah, I
trick.
also
That's
can
the
cook it
magic.
without. Well, you apparently use tomato sauce, isn't it? Tomato puree or something like that.
No, you
Am I
could.
right?
Now you need to use real tomatoes. Yeah.
Yeah,
If you use a
exactly.
puree,
So,
it's not good. Yeah.
yeah, puree, but real tomatoes. Yeah, but you don't get real tomatoes everywhere in the world. So, you know.
Yeah, but also I did one video with the broccoli. Just a couple of
Yeah.
ways.
Yeah.
But tell me more about your
Okay,
favorite
so
cooking
let's talk
system.
about this. So the stove I have used almost all the possible stoves. Yeah. We have this Finland very traditional one, Trangia. I used
Yeah.
it twice. I really
With the
hated it.
alcohol. It works with
Yeah,
the
with the
alcohol.
alcohol. I really hated it. And some people they
Alcohol,
like it.
but in North America they call it white spirits, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I really didn't like that. And then the
Why?
other
Why you don't like it?
well, it's like a look. It is for me it's very clumsy. First of all, it's clumsy, and the second of all, you cannot find the fuel for it all around the world. It's slow.
We need to explain this.
Yeah.
In many
Yeah.
countries, especially Muslim countries, you cannot buy alcohol, white spirit, burning, even the burning alcohol you cannot find.
Yeah. Like look, the
And
most
in many
important
countries, I remember in Africa, sorry to interrupt you.
No worries. Yeah.
In Africa, you would find the alcohol, but even I remember in Central America, you would find alcohol, rubbing alcohol, whatever, but it was a small percentage. So instead of being 90, 95, like there is in Europe, it was maybe like 80 or 75, and it takes a long time to boil some water.
Yeah, that's also a good point. Yeah. So the most important thing, let me tell you one thing about this. About the stove, you need to consider when you get it, you buy it, the fuel should be available for your stove all around the world.
Yeah, that's important. So, if you travel all around the world.
Yeah, that's the most important. And if you don't even travel, you buy a stove, which you can use it in your hometown, and if you go somewhere else, you change your mind one day, your stove still will work. And other thing is, I like to be like as ecological as possible. So the Trangia, that stove, the alcohol stove, is out of question for me because of the reason we explained. The second stove we have, it's the what it called this, like they work with this jet boil, and they work with the gas canister.
Yeah,
that is also out of question for me. The reason is the buying the gas canister, it's not possible all around the world. Sometimes you're in a village, like in like let's say in some country, wherever, good luck finding that.
Yeah.
It's
Also
I
because
get
there are
contacted.
in Europe and in
Yeah,
North America, there is a type of screwing.
yeah,
But in other countries, like if you are in Africa or I
yeah,
remember even in Kosovo or something, they have a
yeah,
different one because I
yeah,
traveled with someone that had a canister stove and couldn't find. There are
yeah.
2, 3 different attachments.
Yeah, the attachment is one point. Finding it, good luck finding it in a small village in Tanzania. It's not
Yeah,
existing.
yeah,
Okay,
no.
so it's impossible. So then availability is the second thing. Also about this, the canister stoves. I don't like to every now and then I have to throw away one canister. I
Yeah, it's
find
such
it
a
really
waste.
not
It's
such a
lots of
waste.
metal. Yeah,
Yeah. So that's and also another problem with those is in a high altitude or in a cold winter they do not really work that well.
no, no, they don't.
So that's another issue with them. So that's why it's really out of question for me. So for me remains multi-fuel stove. I have used which works with petrol. It is amazing because you can find the petrol all around the world.
Yeah.
Like everywhere you can find the
But you
petrol.
use a lot also, you burn wood as well.
Yeah, I will talk about that
I
after
hate
this one.
that. I
Yeah,
hate
I
it.
love it. Yeah, you're bad with the fire. That's why you need to learn how
Yeah.
to make a fire, how
No,
to.
no, I don't like making the fire. Not
Yeah, you
because I
don't
don't
like
know.
it.
No, I don't like it because if I'm wild camping, everybody
Mm,
will know where I am.
yeah, yeah, but I like it. I take that risk. That's true. There is
And
that risk about it, but
first
I
of
like it.
all, they know where you are.
Yeah,
Second of all,
that's true.
it leaves a residue on the pot.
Yeah.
So then I have to clean the plot even outside.
Why you need to clean it? You put it in a plastic bag, put it in your panny.
I don't put it in a plastic bag.
I put it. I put the
No,
plastic bag,
I
a
just
cloth
put
bag, and I put it in panny. I
no
don't need to
because I
clean my pot.
no.
Yeah.
And yeah, so that's why I don't like.
Okay. So we go to the wood store later.
Yeah,
But yeah, so I the so petrol is available all around the world. So multi-fuel stove stands out because of this reason. There's a one bottle, you always fill it up and you pump it up. So it is so there's no any bottle waste here.
yes.
That's also another plus point compared to other stoves. Also, you works in a high altitude. If you're in a mountain, if you're in -40, you just pressure it up. Fantastic. It works, no problem.
Okay, let's explain
Also,
it for someone
yeah,
that never used
yeah,
it. A multi-fuel stove is two-part stove.
yeah,
Basically, it has the stove, the burner, and then
yeah.
you have basically like a bottle. It's like
Drink beer. Yeah,
yeah, it's beer, but
yeah.
it's a
Oh,
bottle
also.
that you fill it with fuel. And multi-fuel is called why? Because those stoves can run on different kind of fuels. It could be petrol, gasoline in the United States. It could be kerosene. It
Mm,
could be diesel. It could
mm,
be white gas,
yeah,
the Coleman fuel.
mm,
So there is a different a variety of fuels that you can use,
mm,
and that's why it's called multi-fuel stove. So you usually put on your water bottle on your bike this other bottle that is a fuel bottle,
yeah,
and you can fill it up with the fuel that you find on the
yeah,
road. In some countries, you find gasoline
yeah,
or petrol, or you find diesel. Diesel is
yeah,
the worst choice because it's
yeah,
very difficult to light up. But
yeah,
the best choice is
mm,
white gas, Coleman fuel, because it
mm,
burns very clean. So you don't need it doesn't leave
yeah,
any residue on the pot and on the stove. And then the easiest one to find is petrol, gasoline,
petrol.
because you find it everywhere because there are
Yeah,
cars everywhere in the world. But it does burn. It's not so clean, and you have to clean the stove every now and then and the pot.
yeah. But yeah, so I prefer this stove because of all the
But
reasons
which one do you
mentioned.
use? Which brand?
Yeah, I tried three of them. The best choice so far for me, which works really good, is MSR. MSR multi-fuel stove called MSR Whisper Light International. That
Yeah.
model has been really, really good. It works, no problem. It's very simple to clean. I would recommend people to clean it if you use it daily. This stove.
That stove,
Clean it
you can
once a
also
week
use
at
a
least.
gas canister with that stove, no?
No, no, no. The other model, universal
Ah.
one, you can use the gas
Okay.
canister. But I haven't tested universal. I cannot comment how good or bad it is. But the international one, which you cannot use the gas canister, you can use only diesel,
multi-fuel.
kerosene, and the petrol. That is really fantastic. So I have used the Soto Japanese model. It was a piece of crap.
Yeah.
It's the worst gear I ever came across in my life. They had a very good warranty. They were very responsible, but it was they had one called, I don't know, one small part called something, I don't remember what it was, keep getting blocked, and you just could order it online. You could not clean it. So, and with the petrol quality is different all around the world. For example, at the time I was in Gambia, and petrol quality is not like Europe. There it was a little bit lower, so it was burning petrol, not so clean as European petrol, for example. So it was getting blocked after each use, basically.
Yeah.
So I had to pay like a 30 euro for one part and ship it after one time using the stove, and it was just very unpractical.
For the people that watch, if you need to buy petrol, it's better to buy the petrol that has less additives.
Yeah.
So the cheapest one usually. And then the third brand that you use?
Just a second. And a funny thing here about this stove, the Soto stove, is this stove have won some outdoor award. And I was like, for what did you win this?
But those ones, they just pay. They just pay on the win.
It's crazy. Yeah, I can't claim it's paid or no, but it was like, I was like, come on, this is just doesn't work. Anyway, so, and then I have used Primus. Primus multi-fuel stove. It called Primus Omni Fuel, and for me that was also, the design was not good because it had a three, I think, no, I don't remember, I think two places to adjust the fuel to valve, and they were getting blocked all the time. I was with that stove 6 months in Himalayas, and it was really, really annoying. And
I remember you're not the first person that told me that the Primus has some design problem. I use a multi-fuel stove. It's also MSR, the same brand that you use, but I use a different model. It's the Dragonfly. It's a little bit noisier than the Whisper Light. It makes quite a bit of noise. But I mean, you're not in a house, you're in nature, and I mean, for me, it doesn't matter. And the advantage, the difference between the Whisper Light International that you use and the Dragonfly is that the Dragonfly has a flame regulator, so you can simmer. And if you like to cook, it's nice to be able to turn down the flame. But I used it now for 3-4 years, and it's really good. And it's fully serviceable. So you can change all the parts, you can clean it. And if you have a problems, MSR has a great customer support and customer service. But there are, and it's the Whisper Light that you have and the Dragonfly. I think they are stoves that they are on the market for over 20 years, and they're
they've been used in
people that
North
they
Pole.
have a stove that the same stove over 25 years. They last forever. You just need to service them, and they're good. I would recommend people that they use a multi-fuel stove, whatever brand, I think, but for sure MSR, because I know MSR. There are some kits for service that you can carry with you, and MSR has 2 kits, and I can't remember if it's Expedition.
It is Expedition kit.
They have an annual kit, and one is Expedition. I would recommend Expedition because it has all the parts that you can replace in the stove. That's important because maybe you break an O-ring or something like that.
Yeah,
Another
always use it.
suggestion that I have
Yeah.
for the people that use multi-fuel
Yeah.
stove, if your fuel of choice is petrol, is to put some lubricant on the O-ring of the bottle, because the petrol for some reason tends to dry up the plastic, the rubber. So you just put a little bit of lubricant, and your fuel bottle will last forever.
Yeah, and also if you store it for a long time and you're not using it, make sure you put some lubricants on the O-rings around the stove, around the pump, especially. Like they are all in the pump basically. So so then they do not dry and your stove doesn't leak, so you don't need to change those often. It have happened to me. I have you didn't use the stove for a month, and after that, and it was working perfectly. After that, I start to use the stove, and then pump was leaking, and I had to service it and change the O-ring. And if I would put a lubricant, that wouldn't happen. But anyway, if you use it daily, each 6 months or maybe 1 year, you need to change some O-ring, and that's a part of it. But the good thing is you can always change these and use the same stove for years with MSR, and that's really, really amazing.
Yeah, and the O-ring, the big ones, for example, of the fuel bottle or the pump, usually you find them in a hardware store everywhere. It's just the very small ones that they are inside the parts, and it's more difficult to find. So that's why it's better to get the expedition kit that has all the parts, filters, everything.
There's a third stove actually I've been using, which I really, really love. It's called a twin stove. It is we call it it's like a stove which works with the wood basically. You burn the wood inside from
little pieces of wood.
Twigs. I'm very bad with this.
I also use a different brand for a while that is called Solo Stove, but it's the same system. You put little twigs.
Twigs. I used it for mine is from Bushcraft Essential. I have used the Bushbox LF, which is medium size, and Bushbox Alex, which is or Axel, which is their bigger size. It's been absolutely amazing. I really love that actually. It has its own positive and negative things. Sometimes if it's a fire alarm, you're in some area, there's a fire alarm, you cannot really use it. So because it's considered as open fire, at least in Finland. So
in many countries, especially in the summer, you cannot use those stoves.
So that is one thing. But if you don't have a fire alarm, it's an issue. It's amazing stove for me, especially the bigger one, the Alex one, because it's very light. I just can walk around my campsite, find some twigs and put it there. And actually with the big one, I do not need to add so much wood as a medium size. I really like that. So I really love cooking on a fire in the evening. I make a fire. It's beautiful. I love looking at it. I love cooking on a fire because I really can cook very well on a fire. So I really can simmer it. I can put it. Some things like, for example, chickpeas, it takes a really long time to cook. So now and then I add some firewood, and 3 hours I can cook it, the chickpeas. And sometimes if I have a possibility, I am in a village, for example, in Africa, they have a charcoal. So I get a couple of charcoals, I put it there. With the charcoal, it works so good. So for me, and also it is much lighter than other stove. Like all of the stove from
because it falls down into
like this. It's amazing. So I don't need any fuel. I just find the fuel from around. I burned, for example, camel dung and many things I burned on that stove. So I really love that.
So you use 2 stoves basically. This one in connection with a multi-fuel stove.
But another multi-fuel stove is really also nice when you have you're in a town or a village, in a town or a guest house, let's say. So you can cook it. sometimes if you're in a town or if you're in a guest house, they don't let you in a town, you cannot really burn a wood in the middle of town, but you can put up your multi-fuel stove. So that's possible, So that's a good
You
point
burn
about
down the
it.
place.
Yeah. So in a guest house also, so it has these positive and negative things. But if I am going from A to B, I know I will be most of the time in a nature, in the middle of nowhere, and there's no fire alarm issues. I would take the Bushcraft Essentials Alex stove, because it's a fantastic stove. It's very light. They have a titanium model. It's really, really light, like 300 gram, or I don't remember, 350 gram. And I love cooking on a stove. Also, good point about this stove is teach you how to make a fire. You will master where to find a fire starter, how to make a fire in a different condition, when it rains, when it snows, when it's a desert, where to look for a wood, for a fire starter and a burning wood. And that is an amazing skill to learn.
Yeah. I only carry the multi-fuel stove. It's enough for me. And I really like, because it's very practical. You start it, you're ready to cook, you turn it off, you disassemble it, and it's good to go.
But one point about this, just a second, one point about this multi-fuel stoves are when you fly, the airlines are pretty sensitive with the smell of petrol. So before you fly, you need to open it and let the smell of petrol to go away. Open the pipe. Do not put like a 1 week before. I do it always. So I make sure it doesn't smell, the fuel bottle, anything that doesn't smell like a petrol.
And also the fuel button has is red with fire things. You better wrap it with some paper or something, so that they don't see that it has all these hazard warning.
Yeah. Also, in Spain, they don't sell you any damn petrol.
Why?
In Spain, it is illegal to give a petrol even to these bottles. They don't sell it.
No,
I don't know why.
If you ask nicely, they will.
Yeah, I know, but according to the rules, you cannot, and there's no reason. They say the rule in Spain says this is you need to have a special bottle which is proved it is for petrol, and these bottles are properly it's a fuel bottle. It's official fuel bottle.
Yeah, but if you ask them and you explain, they will. I speak Spanish. I have no problems with this.
They don't like me because I didn't speak Spanish, and now I will go to South America and I'm learning French. So
in South America, you find everywhere. You find white gas. You don't need to buy petrol. All right, so it's enough for today gear talk. Otherwise, the people will be so bored. So where can people find you?
They can find me in Nomadstrails, in YouTube, in Instagram, Facebook, Twitter.
That's it.
And one important note here: some of you have in a comment section suggested us to have a guest. So next time we try to have a guest.
Next time or the following one, we'll see.
Let's see.
And you can follow me and my journey through YouTube, Facebook, Instagram at davidetravelli. And guys, please subscribe and like this video, and share it with lots of friends. Share it on social media, so that more people can hear the good stories that we have to tell.
Cheers, and see you in the next video. Have a fun evening, morning, whenever you're watching this video.
Wait. This is the first podcast of the year. So happy New Year to everybody. And I wish you guys the best 2023, full of adventures.
Yeah, absolutely. Go and live your own adventure. Much love, and see you later. Bye-bye.
Ciao.